kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I feel like I feel like I'm more the old head. Am I?
Yeah, a little bit, right? I know
Yeah.
I am. I know I'm pretty sure I've
Yeah.
done that sigh, the sigh that he does
Yeah.
every like probably every
It's
time
like,
somebody says something,
uh,
he's just know it, Sal, just because you recommended, I'll watch it. Weeks go by later, he comes back to me, he's like, nah. I
eh,
go, it blew my mind.
like I used to work with the guy like that.
Oh, dude.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
I remember this time at work that happened to us.
it'd be random, dude. Like you'd be like 16, 18 years old and working with like a 75-year-old man and y'all were
Yeah.
like best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Best
hanging
friends,
out.
yeah.
Old Gary just like
I had to do
eating
like that at
burritos.
my first job, man.
People don't even know what a newspaper is. Let me explain what a
Yeah.
newspaper is. Back in the day, on the back of the newspaper, in the back would be like the little cartoons. Did you ever pick up those
Yeah, little
cartoons? And
comic strips, yeah.
this feels like a comic strip. Like I feel like this could probably be like perfect. I got it all keyed up.
All keyed up, ready to go. That's good. That's off. Do not disturb. Gone, gone, gone. All right. And here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, joined with my co-host Sal, and we are here bringing you some more anime, y'all.
We can't get enough anime, bro. I mean, like
Can't get enough, man.
every week, I'm reminded about how much America and the world is embracing anime. Like nobody, I don't know if it's that thing
Yeah,
because now that I'm like watching anime on a more regular basis, that I
yeah,
see it more often. Right? Is that, but you've been in it for longer. So tell
yeah,
me I'm wrong. Is it
yeah.
more prevalent than ever?
It feels like it, if especially with it coming to movie theaters and stuff, because there's been like they have all the Miyazaki films that they
Mm-hmm.
play.
Yeah.
They have some of the other like My Hero, Haiku, Kaiju number 8 movies coming out next week.
We there was
Uh,
the MLB, the Dodgers had the whole
yeah,
anime
yeah,
intro
they had
thing.
a whole anime intro with the MLB.
There was also
They,
somebody, I can't remember who he is. He plays for the Yankees. Did you see this guy? He
he had the
was
One Piece cleats.
the whole everything. No, even more so. He had,
Oh, no.
did you see?
Yeah,
Okay, so
no.
he had there was okay, so the commentators, I can't remember the name of the commentators, maybe Michael K, maybe, but he
Yeah.
breaks it down because somebody's like, "What is that?" And then he started going off. He was like, "Oh, that's Luffy, blah blah blah, all this stuff." I guess he was probably just reading off a script, but he was talking about like everything he
Nah,
has. I
he
think
had
he's
that memorized, man.
he's watching the show. It sounded like he was
He
watching the
was waiting
show.
for that moment. He's like, "This is my moment."
I'm about to be relevant. My kids are gonna think I'm so cool. I think they said that he had like maybe one piece on his grill or something like that. Like the baseball player was decked out head to
Yeah.
toe in like one piece. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild, dude. Like so, you know what I'm saying? So like it's everywhere. I mean, I it's starting to make sense to me because I'm like, oh, okay, so those guys are younger and have been watching anime and now they're coming to they're now like in the limelight. Everybody in the limelight
Yeah.
are like athletes, celebrities. They're all like anime watchers, rappers.
Yeah.
They're all like they used to be kids when anime was blowing up, and now they're like in the limelight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Now they got
So
money to buy all the stuff.
yeah, now they got money. They got that the anime manga money.
The
Now
anime
you get to
money,
buy,
man.
yeah, you get to buy your own stuff.
Yeah.
You get to buy your
And I mean,
own
it's just like buying a car almost. Like you buy a car and then you start seeing that's your same car all over the place.
place. Yeah. You pay attention to it, the same color everywhere. There was something else
everywhere.
I was gonna tell you
Heard like
something.
this anime
Okay, yeah,
podcast.
yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Anime Me is a podcast where we teach you how to love and watch anime one episode, first episode at a time.
One episode, first episode at a time, y'all. And not only that, we talk about some facts and stuff because there are some facts. As we said, I don't know if you saw the news. I think I sent it to you on Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but Don Don, before the season 2 drops, the first 3 episodes are going to be released in theaters.
No, I did not see that.
So before Don Don season 2, they're releasing the first 3 episodes in theaters.
That's so dope. I love that. You know who doesn't love that? I had a friend who's really big into anime, and he was
Yeah.
like, and I was telling him that, he started listening to the podcast, and I was like, man, he goes, I just finished, some show, and I don't know what I'm gonna watch next. I go, well, watch Dandadan, dude. Like, I really think, it's blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you know what, Sal, just because you recommended, I'll watch it. Weeks go by later, he comes back to me, and he's like, nah. I go, it blew my mind. He didn't, I go, you're the first person, you're the first person who hasn't liked this show. That's crazy. But then, do we want to talk about this right now? The anime awards
Anime
are coming up.
Awards. Yeah, the
He
Crunchyroll
mentioned,
Anime Awards.
so he mentioned one of the shows that's nominated on there, and I was like, okay, I gotta ask Joe Angel about this because he was like, I go, if Dandadan isn't the best anime this year, then what is? And he goes, Frieren.
Frieren? Yeah, that one's been blowing up for
Frieren.
right. Yeah.
For a little bit. Okay, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Frieren?
Yeah.
He was just like on and on about it, and I go, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then I saw it was nominated, for several things. So
yeah, so I think if I recall, like top anime, I know Dandadan was in there, Kaiju Nameway was in there, Frieren was in there, Solo Leveling, Apothecary Diaries. What else? There's another one. I think it was one that was on Netflix. Delicious in Dungeon, I think it was.
Put Lucky Star in there,
something.
baby.
Put Lucky
voting
Star
for
in there. But yeah, there's some stuff in those categories where, because I know they had like top anime, best new anime. They had
Some of them I was kind
returning
of confused by.
series, continuing
Like,
series.
Yeah. Okay, so what is that? What is the difference between continuing series and returning series? I was like, there was some things in there I was just like, yeah, don't get in the weeds with me. I'm like confused by
I think
that.
it might have been just probably things that have been like kind of away for a while, because I know recently, so after a 5-year hiatus, season 3 Fire
Okay.
Force finally dropped. So I think it might be like stuff like that. And then like just a continuation. One Piece has been going on. But there's some other stuff in like comedy categories. There are some that are like, I think there's like other funnier anime than this. I don't know why this
Okay. Is there? So did you look at all this stuff and all the lists and everything? Was there?
Yeah.
Did we have
like
some stuff?
Yeah, there's like I said, across the whole thing, like Dandadan, Kaiju, Frieren, Solo Leveling, like they're pretty prominent in almost a lot of the categories.
Yeah. And anything else that kind of surprised you or that maybe we should get on from the list? Is there like some things that like...
there are some that I saw that I had added to the list that we're just working our way to.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't understand like how you can even keep up with all that. Like, how can you... There's so much that comes out, dude. Like, I started looking... Okay, so, not only Crunchyroll, but Netflix, Hulu, Disney,
HBO Max,
HBO Max, and then I was like scrolling on Tubi. You ever heard?
Yeah,
Tubi is? Tubi has a bunch
Tubi.
of stuff, and I was like, there's no way. I mean, I just like how do what if we're missing something amazing out there? Because I've heard some people talking about solo leveling in Hunter x Hunter. I haven't seen
Yeah,
Hunter x Hunter, but people are
yeah,
like,
they're
"Oh, it's just a ripoff," and I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
is it as good though? I mean, like, even if it is a ripoff,
So, Hunter x Hunter
people love it."
is like people love it, but it does have like it tends to go on like hiatus a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
They have a lot of big breaks.
I
It's a
mean, we know the working
hey man,
conditions
it's
over
good.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Them working conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like China's about to
Neat.
blow it all up, by the way. China's about to blow it up because they don't care anything about working conditions, bro. And you sent me that thing about like how China's about to change anime forever and all the illustration stuff that they're doing,
Yeah,
animation stuff. Is like they got millions of people working on one show
yeah.
and they're going to be working 24 hours a day. Like it's going to be mind
Crazy.
blowing. Yeah,
I think,
crazy.
but there is a place I saw. Side note, I saw a reel the other day where it was like a factory in China that
Hmm.
has no humans in it. Like it's all like robots and machinery. Like I think they're talking about it because it was like it's called. I think like they're called dark factories or something because there's no lights in them because they don't. There's
They
all
don't
like
need it.
robots and automation, so they don't need the lights.
Yo, that is.
Wow.
And if you turn them lights on, you're gonna see that they're working on bombs or other
Yeah. Like keep the
Gundam
lights
Wing.
off. We don't need nobody
Hey, we
looking.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. People walk. What's in there? I don't know. The lights are off. There's nothing in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's
Working on a
janitor's
full
closet.
size Gundam Wing. They're like, say Joanna, we talk
Uh,
about anime, baby. What do we
we're
do?
talking about anime. We are talking about anime, but we're also talking about jobs too, because this anime is called Working Buddies.
Yes, sir. Hey, by the way, where are we? Are we just doing anime? There's no like theme going on here, right? Right, we're just doing anime, baby, right? This
Just
is
doing
this is
anime, baby.
yeah, we're living like it was the beginning of
Yeah,
anime me.
the
I
beginning,
like that.
guys.
All right, well, you know what? Here's the thing that we always do at Anime Me. I give us a synopsis, a very
Well,
poorly read synopsis, by the way, because this is the first time I've seen this.
fastest synopsis in West.
Let's hope so. And also help me with these names. Help me with these names. All right. We are doing working buddies. Calico, Tapio,
Tapio.
Chato, Chatorazawa,
Katoza.
Chatorazara. It's getting closer.
Yeah.
Uh, who's got more energy than anyone? Russian blue Kaiko? Blue
Keiko.
Kai
Keiko.
Keiko
Keiko.
Roshiara's a bit of a sourpuss. These two classmates will do all kinds of different jobs to learn how fun and hard it is to work.
I don't know
The
about
end.
fun, but it is hard.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think so. You know what? I have a UPS man that comes to my shop like once a week, and he brings in, or no, not once a week, once a day, and sometimes he's bringing in boxes. I'm talking like 40-pound boxes of just stuff, and I'm like, he does this all the time, and he's not that big of a guy. It looks like some hard work, bro. Like and we're getting stuff shipped for
Imagine
free.
that's
I'm like,
yeah.
how's he making money? How's he making money? I don't understand
What's
how
him
we're getting.
doing? Yeah.
I got free shipping. I got free shipping, and he just brings it over here. He's like, I'm just doing it out of the goodness of my heart, baby.
Yeah. I was just bored. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah. I was just hanging out. Okay. Oh, snap. That's right. Let's look at my notes. I got some things written on this thing. By the way, first thing, right at the top, 4 minutes long. Didn't know we was in for a 4 minute long anime, and I'm all about it, dude.
All about it.
If I wish, I don't know, and maybe I'm gonna put you on, Joe Angel. Here we go. I usually say something, and
Put me
Joe
on.
Angel gets you get to work. You start. I go, hey, you know what would be cool? And you're like, got it. So I'll show you
Got it.
the beginning. This opening with the whole like puppet, like
The
little
puppets, yeah.
dude, I would watch, no joke, no less than probably 2 hours worth of that right there. I just put that on loop and just vibe to the intro.
Uh, yeah.
The way that the way they're like moving, like I just, it reminded me of Team America. As you see Team America,
Yeah.
the little marionettes kind of thing,
Yeah. Little marionette
right?
puppets.
Oh, dude, I
Dude.
loved all the little details on that, right? You're a big fan of stop frame and puppetry kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Tell me, do you think there's an anime out there that lives like that, or is that just not really? Because it's all based on manga, which are drawings, unless somebody did a manga and did still frame pictures, which I'm onto
There
something,
are
Joe
some
Angel.
stuff. I mean, you remember was it the intro? Yeah, the intro to Beastars was kind of like that. It was like that stop
Yeah,
motion,
that stop motion kind
that
of.
stop motion
I'm
stuff.
trying. I could have swore we saw another one like that too,
Yeah,
where it was kind of like, oh, is this gonna be like a puppet or a live action kind of thing?
try to
I can't
see.
remember. But the way
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah,
the way it was done is like, even if it was like really gritty or just like maybe looked even like, it didn't have to look really great, because
yeah.
they're really, all they're doing is just like, it's not real far
Like,
off from just like dialogue, you know what I'm saying? And them just like in a position, like, because if you think about like some of the anime we watch, it's just like a picture and then they have text or audio, you know what I'm saying?
picture, text, words. Yeah.
What's the
Uh,
difference is if you just had like a photo,
yeah.
like,
There's one scene Broke Out Love showed me because uh we were talking about Two Piece the other day. Uh,
the Legend of Golden Wing,
the Legend of Golden Week.
the search of Golden Wing.
And he showed me a clip. I can't remember what it was, but they're like talking about animation. Like it was at like they're at like almost like a convention type, and they're talking, and a dude was explaining who was at the booth was all like, "Oh yeah, it's like it's pretty like animation and stuff. It's a lot of hard work, but sometimes some companies can like get by just you have the person who's talking, you're just showing them the background, or you're showing them they're behind the head so they don't have to use their mouth flaps, or you have them covering their mouth while they're talking,
Yeah,
or you
yeah,
zoom out to a crowd and you still have dialogue and it looks like the crowd's moving, but really it's just you're just panning over a single picture to make it look
yeah.
like everybody's moving.
Just a
He's all like,
drawing.
there's a ton of stuff you could just squeeze by and make it really easy. It's not that
You know,
hard.
yeah. Well, I'm watching like I'm watching like, I want to say, I really think of it because it just kind of hit me was Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen I was watching and I'm just like, they do a lot on the fight sequences and
Yeah.
those drawing. I mean, they do a lot of that. So you got to imagine they got to cut corners somewhere. And I
Yeah.
just remember sitting there going, I don't think I've watched a single piece of animation yet because it was just like, you know, poppy. What is it? The
Uh,
Japanese cherry blossoms,
yeah, the cherry
Japanese cherry
blossom.
blossoms. Then it's like a sunset. Then it's the back of
Yeah.
them, and I'm like, picture, 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 picture. There's no
Picture,
animated
picture.
going on. What is this? This ain't animation. This isn't anime. It was just pictures. But brilliant. And keep it in the back of your pocket as we're talking about, you know, the two piece.
Two piece egg.
It's
Telling
coming out,
you.
y'all. It's coming out. All right. What else do we got here? This show, dude, like it ticks some pretty good buttons. You know what it feels like to me is, and I don't know how this, if it's based off a manga or manhwa or whatever it is, if it's just like, I imagine it as like the back. People don't even know what a newspaper is. Let me explain what a newspaper is. Back in the day, on the back of the newspaper, in the back would be like the little cartoons. Did you ever pick up those
Yeah, little
cartoons?
comic strips. Yeah.
This feels like a comic strip. Like I feel like this could probably be like maybe a longer one, like maybe 8 frames. You know what I'm saying? Because
This
it's
was
so short.
this one would have been on the Sunday morning, because the
Yeah,
Sunday morning
yeah,
ones they had a whole
like yeah,
2
yeah.
page back and forth
Uh-huh.
of
Bunches of them.
comic
You know what I'm
strips.
saying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. This is what that is. Because I was just like, oh man, it's so quick. It's only 4 minutes, but they do some really great stuff on this show. It's subbed. I had to watch it 3 times, Joe Angel, because it's happening pretty quickly, and I had to take notes. I was like, well, I gotta watch it again, put it back on. Thankfully,
Yeah.
it's only 4 minutes, except for
Yeah.
the first time I watched it, it took me 30 minutes to watch a 4 minute show. I don't know what my internet was just spinning, and I was like, you know what, this is perfect though. Like I watch it, it starts to spin, I'll look down, take some notes, and then it'll start again. Um, let's see here. There was oh, explain this to me. You're watching the show and there's 3 characters. One of them is a little like rambunctious and super excited about, them having the
Working.
experience to working at
Yeah.
a delivery service. And they're there with I guess an older man or
Yeah.
older cat, a cool cat,
He's
and
like
he's
he's
like
like the boss.
he's the man, the boss, and he's trying to teach these 2 younger cats.
Yeah. He's
I'm
the
not
old
using
head.
cats as yeah, I'm not using cats as a cool like, hey, these 2 cats. No, like they're literally cats.
They're actually cats.
Yo, this old cat and these 2
This
young
old cat.
cats is just like they're like chilling. No, actual cats.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
with like, they're standing up and they're wearing
Whiskers and tail.
clothes.
Yeah.
Uh he's explaining to them, and every now and then he explains them the job and how it's supposed to go. And every now and then he gives off this really like audible sigh. But I couldn't tell what his sigh was. Was his sigh like was he like exhausted with them? Like he was just like or was he confused? Was it a
I,
confusing
th- I
sigh?
think it
Or
was.
was
I
he
think it
like
was alluded to like him just zoning out, like for
yeah.
him
Because
being
he'd
it
go,
being such a mundane thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was such a heavy sigh.
Yeah.
It was there was some choices like that happened in the show that were so funny. And one of the things that I loved the most that really hit was that koala coming out of that box. Yo, he was out of pocket hitting them with
Straight
some
out of
knowledge.
pocket.
Like he came out, it wasn't even a hello, didn't, he just kind of came as
in,
like,
in the
time is
deepest
a
tone
man-made
too.
construct. Yeah. Yeah. It just he like came out that box because they weren't supposed to be opening these boxes. He opened one
The
of well, I don't know, I can't remember his
typo.
name. Typo.
Tapio.
Yeah, Typio. He opens up the
Yeah.
box when he's not supposed to, and this koala comes out and hits him with some knowledge, like mind melting, like
he
too
said
much.
it was time is not constant. That's so like during the workday when you're working hard, it feels like time goes by fast. Like he's just dropping knowledge
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
construct of time, if it's real or not. Yeah.
It was the end of the day. You'd be like,
Yeah.
yo, you hit me with some like those kids, they ain't ready for it. Them cats aren't ready for that kind of knowledge.
They ain't ready for that
w-
thought.
dude, I was rolling on that part. I was just like, that is like the funniest thing. Like if they were live action, or not even live action, if they were like animated as like 2 people and then a person,
Yeah.
but the fact that it was like 2 cats and a koala comes out of a
Koala.
box and it hits him with this like truth bomb and with this
Yeah.
like like they don't have, they're too young. What are they? You think they are like high school? Supposedly
Uh,
like they're supposed to be young.
Either high school or college. I know because we've seen it before in anime and stuff, where like a lot of high schoolers in anime will have part-time jobs,
Part-time
and
jobs.
that's where
And with the synopsis too, they're also explaining that they're going to take several jobs. Like they're going to have
yeah.
multiple jobs. This isn't the only job that they're going to have together. But or unless I misread that or they just talk about the jobs as in like deliveries, and they're going to be doing lots of deliveries.
No, throughout the series they do a lot of different part-time jobs.
Okay. So, man, when that hit me, I was like, that is some comedy right there,
If it was
Um,
live action, that little koala would be Danny DeVito for sure.
yeah. It definitely would. It definitely, and they should, and they should.
They should.
Um, the music is good. I I like the way this looked. It was short, quick, fast, funny. The other thing that I was also cracking up about is the the voices. Like Taipio is like he's got like an
Yeah,
anime voice. He's got like a little like he's a
yeah,
cartoon character.
yeah. He's like super energetic, ready to go, super optimistic. Uh,
But
and he's younger.
the other two don't even sound like they're trying to do a voice. They're just like straight up like this is just my voice. And I'm like, I'm trying to think, have I watched other animations where they're just like, this is the most mundane, most boringest, like he ain't even trying
It's,
to like put on a voice,
it's like
you
he's
know?
just doing a favor for the director. And he's like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
yeah.
I need a voice, man." He's
He's
like,
like,
"All
hey,
right,
just
yes, man."
or he was like, hey, just read these lines and
Yeah,
we'll just like come and re-record them. They're like, nah, good
yeah.
enough, dude. You did it. You did it.
Good
You
enough.
did a good job. Good enough. It's hilarious. And you know what? Nice choice. Love it.
Love it.
That's honestly all I really have. I mean,
The
right? What
ending
else
too. The
is
end of
there?
credit scenes were pretty good because the
Yeah, yeah,
ending
yeah.
was almost like a combination of like claymation and like paper mache stop motion.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And they're like kind of just yeah, I like those the choices on both of those because the intro is completely different from
Yeah,
yeah, and they're and of course they're just walking. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they just a side scroll walk, classic anime outro, right?
Easy.
Easy, just
Easy.
like the boss comes in, he goes, "All right, we got to do the outro," and he's like, "This is what I want to look like," and somebody just, you know what, get out of here. I got it. I know what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
We're either gonna
Yeah.
be falling down or running or walking, whichever one you want. Walking or that's ask. Just tell me which one
We
you
walking
want.
this week. Yeah.
Okay, all right, we walk. All right, I'm gonna let me just get you a walking anime outro. Put those two characters walking in the
Yeah.
city, and that is it. I loved
Done.
it. I'm trying to think of what else is that they had. So there was some
They
pretty
had,
good little quotables.
yeah, it was like oh man, because he kept because Tabio is super excited to work.
Hmm.
Keiko Kupi, because they called him Cuppy in the intro when he was
Cuppy. He
introducing.
he says that's his
He's
name, and
like
he's like,
Cuppy.
Nobody
That
calls
ain't
me
my
that, you
name.
know?
Yeah, he's like it's like the 2-man kind of comedy show where Cuppy's like the straight man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tapio's the energetic, outrageous one, and but it's them at a job and they're working, and then they're looking at the boss, and he's like I said, he's the old head. He's doing the side like, and they're just delivering packages. But it's so like real because we've all worked with with each of these three people once,
Yeah, you
either
really
all at
have.
the same time or once at one job. But you've been with these coworkers before.
You've been with these coworkers, or either you are one of them,
Yeah.
like the overly energetic one, and then the kind of I don't know, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like like barely even there kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I feel like I feel like I'm more the old head. Am I?
Yeah, 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 a little bit, right? I know
Yeah.
I am. I know I'm pretty sure I've done that
Yeah.
that sigh that he does every
Yeah.
like probably every
It's
time
like,
somebody says something, he's just
yeah.
so good. Really, I mean, that's about all I have. What did I miss on it? Not much else,
Nah,
right?
nah, it's pretty much like I said, real cut, go, in, out, super quick,
Simple, 4 minutes. I
simple.
mean, and I'm talking about 4 minutes, including intro and outro. Like we got a
Yeah.
pretty easy. All right. Before we go into the facts, because I know you got some for us.
Oh yeah.
We're playing a new game today.
Oh snap! A new game.
New game. This game is called Say What?
Say
Hey,
what?
Say What? Put that in the
what did he say?
Yeah, yeah. What? I like that one. What did he say? This is called Anime Me. What did he say? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to give you a quote, a little out of
All right.
pocket quote. Okay.
All right.
And okay, so we'll give some time. I want the people out there who are watching this, I want them
Gotta
to try to
figure
play
out.
along too. I'm gonna let
And
you,
are
if you,
these all shows that we watch or that you
these are,
watched?
no, these are all shows that we've watched.
If we watched and covered on this
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
podcast.
No telling where this quote lands in the series though. It ain't gonna be like straight up. It's not gonna be easy. And I'll let you see. I want to see if you can try to get it without me giving you the hint. But then if you
Yeah,
can't get
any
it, then
hint.
I'll give you
All
three
right.
possible animes it could have
All
come
right,
from.
hang on. Let me get a drink coffee and act
All
like I
right,
wasn't up
focus it
till
up.
4 in the morning.
Okay. All right, this is Anime Me Say. All right, here's our
Hit me
quote.
with it.
An apple a day keeps any away if you throw it hard enough. I like that quote, by the way. An apple,
It's a good
an
quote.
apple, an apple a day keeps anyone away if you throw it hard enough. That's a great quote, right?
That's a great quote, man.
An apple a day
Oh,
keeps
all right.
anyone
Let me
away
see.
if you throw it hard enough.
Throw it
All
hard
right.
enough.
Do you have the list of
So they
animes
do
that
got
we've
app.
done?
So they know apples.
Yeah,
Uh,
an apple a day keeps
so
anyone away if you throw it hard enough. You're gonna be kicking
it's gonna
yourself if you
be
can't.
it's gonna be a not serious one.
Okay.
Not a romantic one. Or it could be. It's not. So let's see. Not Apple Day. It's gonna be a side character that says it.
Mhm.
Let me see. Feel like it's not gonna be that one.
Do you want to
It's
take a
going
guess?
to
Do you want me
be.
to give you some options?
Here, hang on. Let me look at our list. I got a list right here.
This will help you. This will help you.
All our anime. Let's see here. Da 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 da. They didn't say it in that one.
I mean, we've
This
done
one's gonna
way
be Shin-chan.
a pretty good guess.
Crayon
Pretty
Shin-chan.
good guess. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. That is
No,
incorrect.
not that
All
one.
right, not that one. But you know what? Let me give you. You know what? That's a great guess. Actually, I love that guess. But
Yeah.
let me give you three options. Ready for this? All right. It could come from either Odd Taxi, Lucky Star, or Soul Eater.
I'm gonna go all taxi.
Wrong. It's from, waiting for people to take their guess for it. It's from Soul
Let's take
Eater.
their guess.
It's
So
it's from
oh,
Soul
man.
Eater. Marie Mjolnir says it from Soul
Premium.
Eater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
So
that's
I thought, I love, because I just thought like, man, there's so many like crazy quotes out of these animes that I'm just like, what did they say? So I
because
was like, we got to do,
yeah, because I know because it seemed like a Shin-chan quote. Like
it's a
Shin-chan
little
said
silly, right?
they pretty off the wall. All taxi, I could see them,
I can see it,
especially when
right?
Odokawa's like when he was talking to the doctor. I could see
Uh-huh,
Odokawa
uh-huh.
saying that.
That's,
That sounds like
uh-huh,
something he
uh-huh.
would say. Uh,
It's a tough one.
Lucky
This is tough.
Star. I knew it wouldn't be Lucky Star. They weren't really saying those kind of jokes.
Maybe.
Ghost Stories would have been way more out of pocket
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, something crazier. All
Yeah.
right, Joe, hit me with the facts, bro.
All right, let's get into some facts, y'all. Working buddies, or in the Japanese language, it's gonna be Hatarako Onisan, which translates to working brother.
I
There's
like
a
that better,
little
actually.
bit
I
of
kind of like,
little bit of change from the English and the Japanese.
I like that.
So this came out in January of 2018 as a anime. So this came out
Straight up
as an
anime.
anime, straight up anime, but it also had a manga too that came around at the same time called Someday I'll Be Working, and that was published in Dengeki Daio, and that came out around the same time at January 2018. So both the anime and the manga kind of came out simultaneously
In
almost.
tandem. I mean, have we watched any
Yeah.
that? I mean, I guess maybe we've seen a couple that have used
Yeah,
that same
we've
thing where
seen a
they have.
couple. Yeah, like Cowboy Bebop. That one, they had the first manga came out before the show came out because technically they were done with the show creating it wise, but still, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we've seen shows like that. And so this was animated by Studio Tomomis and with uh they did it with Good Smile Works, so it's like a combo. Um, and so this is like so there's 2 seasons. First season's 13 episodes. Second season's 12 episodes. And so and they're all like I said the whole series they're at different jobs. So each episode it's a different job.
So it doesn't really like kind of like there's no like arc or any kind of. It's just
There's
kind of
no
like
real kind of
one
like main
episode,
arc.
no
It's
through
like the
line.
story of the day. It's like old school Power Rangers, you know, the monster of the
Yeah, yeah,
day,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
so
Except for
so
this monster is
yeah,
just minimum wage job. You know,
minimum wage job. The real monster everybody
the real monster.
fights.
Yeah, just working class.
Yeah,
That's the real monster in this
working
world.
class. Yeah, and so uh came out with that. It had um the sound, the music, all that. So the OP is called Hatakuru Onisan by Dear Dream. And then the ending song's called Keep Your Hope Alive, also by Dear Dream. So Dear Dream was the band for the music. And so this was, like I said, this was joint production between Good Tokyo Max and Good Smile Company. And so on the first season, the last episode, episode 13, is a special episode because they do basically kind of just interviews with the voice actors for the 13th episode.
That's
So you
funny.
get to see the actual voice, the guys voicing the characters and stuff. Which
That's
is
kind of
really
cool.
cool.
I like that they kind of like showcase the workers. You
Yeah,
know,
like I
I
said,
watched.
sometimes you'll get some stuff like that. Usually, it's kind of just either in a special like promotional side thing or whatever they'll air, or they come in like if you get like a DVD, Blu-ray box set, sometimes you'll get some extra stuff like that. But this one, it was like, no, we're gonna actually dedicate this episode to showcase the voice actors and stuff.
You know, that reminds me. Okay, so this is only in the sub.
So,
There is no
yeah,
dub. It's because I watched this like 6 times. I was really like, we've talked about this before, but I understood it, or I really started imagining it for the first time, really like really, really, really hard was the idea that this is there are some jokes or there are some stereotypes or some things that are happening in anime that we as Americans don't truly get because it's a different culture. Like it'd be like having a group of friends and something funny happened one time and somebody made a funny noise or made a weird or said something silly and we all say it
yeah,
now and
yeah,
and only we get that inside joke. And it's the same thing for like British comedy. British comedy has this feel where it's like very dry. It's kind of witty and simple. And so like it's the same thing for Japanese animation and comedy where it's just like, oh, that's completely its own thing. And so it doesn't like translate. Like even like
translate well. Yeah,
yeah, like nonverbals, like the anime has all these like little, I always make or poke fun or always notice the nonverbals. There's always like a ooh, I don't,
yeah,
all the little yeah, like all those,
yeah.
but it's because Japanese is a very like audible vocal. What do you call it? Like it's a tonal
uh,
language.
Tonal language. Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
there's certain words that are like the same, but
but you
you
just
have
say,
to
hmm
say it tonally different, like one
yeah.
higher, one low.
And it was no more prevalent than watching this one where I was just kind of like, oh, like they're gonna probably make some jokes that are very like Japanese or very much in that within their own culture, and
Yeah.
we're gonna kind of just get it a little bit. There's some things that just kind of transcend it all, like the little koala jumping out and saying that. That's just hilarious, no matter where you are in the world,
Yeah.
But like it just kind of blew my mind a little bit. I'm like, what would this sound like in dub? And is it like, would it sound as good? Would it land? Maybe it
Yeah.
will, and maybe you do make some changes. Anyway, just something I thought about. I'm starting to
Yeah.
get it, Joe Angel. Okay, but I'm not sub only. Okay, all right, move on. Move on. I'm not there yet.
So yeah. So in the second season, on the third episode, they do another live action with the voice actors. So
That's weird. Like, have you watched any other anime that's done something like that at all?
not really. Like I said, I've seen some where they use the outro and do like little skits and stuff, kind of
Yeah,
like
live action
how
kind of.
DreamWorks used to do, where they would do like the bloopers and stuff, like Toy Story, Bugs Life. They would
Yeah,
just have
it's
those randomly at the end.
yeah, yeah.
So kind of stuff like that, you know.
That's
Then, like I
cool.
said,
I
with live action stuff, it's usually just like a promotional thing or something off to the side.
don't
That I've
mind that,
seen.
pull in the voice actors because they're the ones that are really doing it, and they kind of get buried a little bit because they're just on the back. But like, there's some very talented guys. Like, I don't know if you've seen this guy. I can't remember his name, but he does Jin Woo in the English dub, and he's
Yes.
legit good. He's legit good, and he's got this kind of really gravelly voice, but he also does Jinwoo before he like turns into a man. You know what I'm saying? He does the like the little kid
For your
voice. He's
man's
like,
up. Yeah.
yeah, before he mans up, he does the regular voice, and then he does the man voice. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Props, kudos to that guy as an English dub guy who probably don't get a whole lot of love, but
Yeah.
he
You know,
doing it.
doing it. Yeah. And that about does it for this because pretty much it. Like I said, two seasons, about a total of 25 episodes all the way across,
They're
which would
all
be
4 minutes long.
about 4 or 5 minutes long. So about good, but 3 hours, 2 hours, five
I'm no
minutes.
math
A
doctor,
math
but
doctor.
that's I think it's
Yeah,
a couple hours.
you'll finish it before you finish the Snyder cut. Let's say that. For sure.
For
Uh,
sure. All right, well then let's just walk talk this bad boy.
Let's get into that guac, y'all.
This is probably like, okay, we've done one, two, maybe three others that are
Short.
like this short. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's not the shortest, but it does good enough. It doesn't feel like I'm missing anything within that 4 minutes. You know, like
Yeah.
when you're watching, like, I'm thinking of like me and Roboco, or Roboco and me and
Yeah.
Roboco. That is like breakneck speed. It is like,
Yeah. That's
you know,
quick.
you, it is so fast where you're just like, what? This is like, it's quick, but it's not too
Yeah.
fast where you're missing anything. Like they land all the jokes they
Nah,
need to land.
they pace it really well with the
Yeah,
time
they
that they
take some
have.
good. It's yeah, it's solidly funny. I mean, like, you get me with that kind of stuff because at first, I go, okay, this is gonna be what do we like slice of life.
Slice of life. I gotta read. Hang on, let me get my readers
Yeah,
on.
let me get my readers on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me turn all the noises down out. Like maybe put on some headphones so it can't be distracted.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, like it looks good. It's funny. It's kind of a run of the mill, but also like it's not. they're willing to be absurd. And that was the part with that koala that I was just like, I really appreciate that part right there. I think hooked me for the rest of the show. Like, like because we could watch another slice of life show and I'm like, sure, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And this could have gone just regular, just anime slice of life, 4 minute long thing. But the fact that they put that little koala part in it, that little scene, like
Just out of nowhere.
yeah, just out of pocket. Like it's just like it makes the show for me because it's just like they're gonna be willing. It tells me that they're gonna be willing to uh, be absurd, be a little like off the wall. Uh,
They're not going to take themselves too seriously.
yeah,
With what they're trying to do.
it's silly in a point like the way I would enjoy, like oh, that's silly in a very smart and very well executed way. And because of that, I gotta give it pretty good rating here. What do we got
I will
here?
say the koala is a returning character.
Hope so, dude. I hope so, because
So
that
if you
is
want just to get you motivated to watch the rest, yeah,
not not bad. I don't I want to hear some of that koala knowledge. Koala
he'll keep dropping that
just
knowledge.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? I want this koala in his garage talking to it, camera going like knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like knowledge. If I were
4
to
out of 5 out of 5
1 through
deliveries.
5,
1 through 5.
one out of
How many
5.
deliveries you making?
How many boxes am I delivering? 1 out of 5. You know, it's short. There's only 2 seasons. It's quick. It's funny. It has all that going for it. Uh, I'd like, you know what? I would love to have seen them do a full episode. Well, I would hope that one of those episodes could be one of those like full episodes of marionette little puppets. And then I'm like
Puppets going up.
10 out of 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? I'll give this a solid 4 out of 5 stars. It's pretty good. I mean, it's easily digestible. It's something that you can kind of throw on. I still have to, like I talked to somebody else about this. Like, oh, you just throw it on in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but like I want to be able to read what's going on because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't like
understand
work.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I can't work. I don't understand Japanese. I'm over here like working on my computer, and if I look up, I'm like, I missed a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like they are saying some jokes, and I got to read them. So, yeah. So 4 out of 5. Here I am with that. What about you, Joanne? What are you at on this one? Have you watched more than this first episode?
Yeah, so I started went through the second season. Started on the second season. Like I said, it's not that you don't have to make that much time to get through this. Pretty short, pretty quick. Like I said, it is hilarious. Their just their dynamics between each other. Like that kind of comedy. Like I said, the koala is a returning character, so he just coming through with the most like random life stuff. It's like, okay. Music good. Like I said, I love the intro, love the outro, animation styles, love it. All that being said, I'm with you. Like 4 out of 5. Like I said, I like it. I do. It's a good one. It's one I can like throw on real quick if I'm like waiting on something, got to kill some time. I could like watch 1 or 2 episodes.
Hey, you could watch this at a stoplight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, there you go, man. Well, I'm sitting in traffic, man. Just put it on.
Yeah, like I watched the whole season of anime. Watch the whole episode, the whole season. At a red light.
Season. Oh man!
But that's yeah. I mean, like, if you're still at 4 out of 5 stars, then that kind of makes me think that is it gonna it's gonna stay at this kind of silliness, hilarious all the way through. It has so far.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, it's just it's the same thing, but you're gonna be at different jobs. I mean, and it's almost like it's watching the whole first season. It really is like you go through and you watch the people they work with, and when you pay attention to them, you're like, I have worked with almost every single one of these people in my life.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of love that a little bit. Yeah, you
So
know,
it's
like
almost
especially
like
if you're
it
going from
makes
one
you
job
like
to
go
the
back and through like old jobs and stuff. You're like, I used to work with the guy like that.
oh, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
I remember this time at work that happened to us.
It'd be random, dude. Like you'd be like 16, 18 years old and working with like a 75-year-old man, and y'all were
Yeah.
like best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Best
hanging
friends,
out.
yeah.
Old Gary just like
I had to do
eating
like that at
burritos.
my first job, man. There's an
Yeah.
old guy named Danny, man.
Yeah. Hey, Danny
Yeah,
out there, you two were just,
man.
you
Yeah,
know, shooting the breeze. You got like a
yeah,
15-minute break and y'all are just like,
yeah,
let's have some Dr. Peppers, bro, and hang
yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying?
It's just chilling.
Tell me a crazy old story from the, you know, from the war in Vietnam, Danny. The only thing I wonder about this, and I hadn't really finished a show like this where it's just there isn't a through line. Does this show, you think the show ends in 2 seasons and they've kind of like they did all the manga and they did the show and it's like done? Like,
Yeah, pretty
how do
much.
you,
Because
I guess the
it
closest thing I
was
could
all
think
said and
of,
done in like 2018.
uh,
Like it was
you know,
started, ended. Yeah,
Seinfeld is this
and
way a
so
little bit. Like I watched
yeah,
Seinfeld, it finishes, and it was not like one of those kind of through line kind of shows. You just kind of pick up an episode. There was some things that kind of led through, and some things that came back, and there was a finale that kind of helped finish the whole show off. But like this show is kind of like, you know, is how do you wrap up a show where there's not really a through line unless they move off to and go somewhere or find a permanent job. That's the only thing I could think of. But like I'm here for it. I I'm glad I don't have to, you know, be job hunting like that all the time. But I'll watch it though. I'll watch it and think about my old friend Gary. He used to
Gary.
play, yeah. You know, like we were out there. He was
Yeah,
being young too. We're all, you know,
young,
we're
young
all
at
trying
heart.
to just
You know,
young at heart. We're all just trying to make a living.
trying to
Love it.
make it happen.
Make
Trying
it.
to make a life out of this minimum wage.
The bad the bad guy, what do we call it? The monster? The
Minimum wage.
minimum
The
wage is the
minimum wage
monster,
monster.
Mr. Wait, man.
Yeah,
Love it, bro. Love it.
love it, guys. So let us know how much you love this anime by hitting those comments, hitting those likes, and dropping all the stars you can, guys. And where can you do all that stuff? On all the podcasting platforms. As you can go Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us. Or you can also go to our website, anime-me.com, where you can find not only this episode, but all the other episodes on the list. Because like we said, we got a lot of them, guys. There's a lot out there.
And still growing.
And it's still growing, guys. It never stops growing. Never ever stops, y'all. And while you're there, you can also find the links to our podcast platforms and our socials, and where you can buy your own Anime Me shirt, guys. Because if there's anything that doesn't change, is drip, and you always want to be drip out.
Be on the lookout too for something new. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Snap. Leave it at that, guys. Be on the lookout. Be on the notifications, guys. Turn those on
Yeah.
because you don't want to miss that. All right, guys. And with that, I have been joined with co-host Sal. We will see you on the next one. Liz.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
What else is weird? Nothing actually. I was trying to make a segue, but I'm not good at it. Actually, no, you know what?
What you think of the? Wait, do we talk? What you think about the finale? We didn't talk about. We talked about the finale.
You know, okay, so like yeah, we talked about Ish. I thought I thought that the last episode, I thought it was only 12 episodes, not 13 episodes. So I thought
13,
that
yeah.
was the end of it. You know, because it kind of left off,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It leaves off like, oh, what's
Yeah.
gonna happen? What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
You know,
It made it seem
and
like they
like
would have
that's it.
ended it right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what else is there? And then And that's what I'm starting to feel like. What else is there? Because he brought his mom back to life, was what we were working for.
So main first goal was accomplished. So now it's like,
But it seems like what's happening is that he's opened a door and people are like, and the other realm is starting to see like, hey, hold him up.
yeah,
Something
it's
right here.
it's the first Avengers movie when Thor was telling everybody, y'all open the doors, or y'all told everybody else you're ready to fight, so everybody's coming now.
It's what
That whole thing.
America's doing. We talked about this before, like we're messing around with space, we're bringing back aliens. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to communicate with aliens. Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, is anybody out there?" And then an alien shows up and it's like, "Yeah, we're right here." Bang. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hot shot first, man.
Yeah, I mean, these aliens come in and they're like, time to destroy some planets, bro. That's what we're here for. I'm a
Easy
planet
win.
destroyer. Easy peasy. There was something else I was going to tell you something about. Are we going to talk about on the podcast the anime awards? Do we want to have some time for that?
Yeah.
Or is that like a separate conversation?
We could talk about it because there is some stuff with Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
I want to talk about with that one.
Okay. Because do we want to because there's like several categories and all this stuff, but I don't know if we've seen all this stuff, and you probably have, so I don't have a whole lot of say in some of it.
I went through a lot of the categories. I went through the voting because I think it's like 24. There's 24 awards that you can vote anime on for. Some of them, the categories, I was all like, that's kind of weird that's in there, but I guess so. Other ones, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty much in there. There's like a couple that were like on almost every single category.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was all like, okay.
I was and I was also like, I mean, do you want to like pull it up and talk about it specifically, or we just talk about it vaguely? Like, do we want to get our take on any of this stuff, or who we think,
we
or
could
any
do
of our
vaguely,
picks?
and then
We could just do a vague conversation about it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Also, I have a new game.
A new game.
But do you want to know what it is before the podcast? It's simple.
Is it for both of them, like same type?
Same game for both podcasts.
Okay. Where would you feel it should fall? Beginning, mid, end?
Okay, let me just tell you. It's what it is I'm gonna give you a quote, and you just tell me what anime it comes from. These quotes are a little out of pocket quotes from animes that we watched, and so it's just a person saying something. And maybe we could put it in my recap, like as I'm talking about the show, and just stop in the middle of it and go, by the way, let's play a game real quick before. We could do we could do before the recap, like before your recap, no, not before my recap, but before your facts. So as I'm done.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, after we're talking about it, like, because a lot of times we'll talk about what they say in dialogue and stuff. After that, we could be like, speaking of dialogue, I got something.
We'll call. I'm calling this. Who said that?
You said that.
Or
say what?
Or say what? I like that. Say what?
Say
anime
what?
means say what?
Say what? Say what?
Right, say what? Say what? Yeah, that sounds good. We'll call it say what.
Oh yeah, that was it. So Kaiju movies coming out on the 13th, 14th, and the 16th.
Okay.
So I'll be there 13th and 14th.
So maybe we should do
if somehow it's showing over there.
Oh
you
man,
go watch it.
What you know? I don't sleep on Century. Century will put that mug on. Except for you're sitting like this. Look, you know how you sit? Like you live in a big city where they got like the reclining seats.
Yeah, recliner chair.
I mean, nah, bro, we're sitting straight in a straight back office chair. You know what I'm saying? Like that mug just goes up and down.
They
mug
pulled
got you
off all
sitting
the
forward.
chairs from the desk at school that were connected. They just took the desk part off and put the chairs in there.
It's like sitting in the Greyhound in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that mug is straight up, almost leaning. You're almost leaning forward, and you have to engage your core
Yeah.
so you don't fall over. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours, 2.5 hours of just core engagement. It's a workout. Yeah. So get ready, baby.
Get ready. All right.